Yeah, I already started it because I wanted to play a little bit before I say something because if not, it just doesn't show correctly.
Okay.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to our last Immuno Recharge of this school year 2023-2024. My name is Valentin Guerra, alongside with Deborah Pingle. We'll be here to support you throughout this session. Showcasing today, we have Sebastián Tejerina, Amber Ibarra, and Josie Alvarado for an elementary CITs at their respective campuses. Now, some housekeeping rules. Make sure that you keep your mic muted. Feel free to put questions in the chat. If you have not registered, do so by doing in the PD system and utilizing session 320476. Remember to check in using checking code PSJA Tech. To start with is Mr. Sebastián Tejerina, CIT and science teacher at Escobar Elementary. Go ahead, Mr. T.
Awesome. Thank you for the introduction, Mr. Valentin. Like he said, I am the science lab teacher and CIT at my campus. I'm going to go ahead and start presenting my screen. So for, I don't know, can you all see it? Okay, cool. We should be able to see it. There. So for today's presentation, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be elaborating a little bit on using AI to create questioning on Blooket or Gimkit. I know we've been familiar with Gimkit, Blooket, Kahoot for the past couple of years, and it's something that we've used religiously, especially trying to get our kids engaged in a game-style format, right? So being that we are leaning into AI, right, we're not being scared of it. We're trying to use it as much as possible for our benefit and our students' benefit, right? So I wanted to show y'all a very easy way or something, a way that we can use it to be able to create questioning on ChatGPT for Gimkit or Blooket, or any program that has a template via a CSV that we can import, right? So using AI, ChatGPT, to create TXLine questioning for game platforms such as Kahoot, Blooket, and Gimkit, right? So ChatGPT and how to use it. So ChatGPT is an AI language model developed by OpenAI designed to engage in natural and human-like conversations with users. It belongs to GPT, Generative Pre-trained Transformer Series, leveraging extensive text data to assist users across various tasks and inquiries. With its vast knowledge and linguistic capabilities, ChatGPT aims to provide meaningful interactions and support in a wide range of contexts. So when using ChatGPT, right, I know this is a whole bunch of information, but when using ChatGPT, we need to speak to this program in detail in order for it to be able to give us what we need, right? We can't just assume that it's like a machine. We can actually give it a command, a prompt, and it will fill out the information for us. So to be able to fill that information, let me go ahead and come here. Let me unpin this because it's in the way. Okay, so I'm going to have to be doing this in small screen, then back up because the little bar's in the way. So let me come over here to Gimkit, right? So when you create a Gimkit, I've already gone through the whole process of trying to create one right now. So let me go ahead and start y'all off. Those of you that are familiar with Gimkit, it is the same process for Kahoot and the same process for Blooket, okay? So I'm going to use Gimkit for now. So you put start a new test bank or question bank, and I'm just going to name it, I don't know, science, right? Science language, you can change the preference here if you want it private, random background. So once you are here, I know we're used to inputting all the information, copy, paste, copy, paste, copy, paste, copy, paste, and it takes a while for us to be able to do that, right? So I'm going to try to facilitate this or make this a little bit easier for us. So we have two different templates. I prefer we use template one. So specify the question, correct answer, and incorrect answers, which is going to be the easiest way for us to copy and paste it into our ChatGPT. So I already have ChatGPT running over here. You're going to get a template that looks like this. It's going to be a Google Sheet, and it can save automatically into your drive. You can name it whatever you want. So let's say I'm going to go science, Gimkit, CSV, right? Just so I can have it already saved. From here, there's only two prompts that you're going to need to give ChatGPT, and it'll help you out pretty easily. Other than that, you plug in whatever teak you want, or let's say short story passage that you want, and use it to fill it out. First thing I'm going to ask ChatGPT is going to be, okay, again, you're trying to speak to it like a normal person. You're trying to speak to it like someone that can understand, right? So I am going to give you a GimKit quiz template. And then we are going to create a table. Okay. Go ahead and change this. Create a table with said template. So again, this is a quick little 2-part prompt, which is I'm going to give you a GimKit quiz template, and then you're going to create a table with said template. That is the first prompt we're going to give. This is about as simple as we can get, right? It can get as deep as you want it to be or as simple as you want it to be. So once I give it that prompt, ChatGPT is going to respond, sure, go ahead and provide the template for the GimKit quiz, and that'll help you create a table based on that. So from here, here's where the fun begins, right? We copy the top of the template, the columns and the title, right? Come back down. All we got to do is paste it here, and ChatGPT does the work for me. ChatGPT has now created a table. Okay, so now ChatGPT has that information stored in it within the chat that I've created, and we can now tell it what we want the questions to be, right? So a lot of us that love to review with a TEK or whatever it may be, we can use that. So I'm going to go ahead and use a TEK and create another little thing here because this thing keeps on popping up in my way. Okay, so I'm going to go 5th grade science TEKs. I've been in here multiple times. So you can use Lead Forward anywhere that you have your TEKs. They can be math, reading, any content that you want. You can even just give it a prompt. Give me information about magnetism. Give me information about, or make the quiz about integers or dividing fractions, whatever you want it to be, right? So let's say I want it to be right here. First TEK 5.6a, compare and contrast matter based on measurable, testable, and observable physical properties, yada, yada. So I select my TEK, right? Again, ChatGPT already has the information stored with the table that I have given it, right? From here, I can put using the GimKit quiz template, create a 20, you can give it 10, 20, 15, 5, whatever question quiz you want it to have. Quiz about, and then from here is where we will plug in our TEK, right? So using the GimKit quiz template, create a 20-question quiz about space, add your TEK. That easy. So ChatGPT takes it from there, and now it will fill in all the information that you need for that table that you have requested for it to make, right? And it identifies the correct answer. Now, I do recommend that you go through it, okay? That you do review it, because sometimes it will give you some information that's kind of like, okay, my students may not understand this, so you still need to go back and reference it. Again, this is a tool that we use for support. It is not 100% something that we can rely on all the time to get it 100% correct, right? So it's a AI tool, right? From here, once I have created my table, all I have to do, copy. I'll come back to the top, or I can just actually create where the data is at or copy where the data is at. As soon as this thing decides to let me do it. Right here, boom. I don't want to change the title of my stuff, so I'm just going to get the actual columns that go in here. Okay, once I have copied this, so Control C, come back over here, Control V. That's it. Okay, you already have your correct answer column right here. You have your incorrect, incorrect, and incorrect. Again, cross-reference. I'm not going to do it right now in the essence of saving time. So you, at this point, will take about 5 minutes of your time just to read the question and make sure everything fits the TEK, right, or fits what you're looking for. From here, now I can save it, okay? Or I can download. I'm going to download as a CSV file, okay? Download as a CSV file. Once I have downloaded it, it'll be Science GimKit CSV. From here, it is as easy as uploading file. Go to downloads, CSV, oopsie, open. And here are your questions. In the span of about maybe 5 minutes, you have now created a 20-question TEKS aligned GimKit or Kahoot or Blookit. I also have Blookit here. Okay, there's just a couple of things that change. Oopsie, let me go ahead and come back in here again. There's just a few things that change with the, I believe, Look It template, which is going to be time. It's going to ask for time, and that's it. Everything else is plugged in the exact same way. Okay, so you can do it for anything, and you can even have it repeat itself. So from here, we can come back over here. Okay, do the same thing for, and now I go back into my TEKS. And let's say we also want them to review demonstrating or them demonstrating and explaining how light travels in a straight line. So if you want to have multiple different TEKS that are being tested, you plug them in and it will create the test. Again, you speak to the system as if it's someone that will understand you. Do not speak to it, do this, that. Of course, you can give it that prompt, but the more detailed you are, the better the prompt will work, right? And from there, you play with it. Instead of 5, 20. And you can, as long as it's within the same conversation, you can always reference something back within that conversation. So does anybody have any questions?
No, but we're very impressed. Thank you so much for sharing this, Sebastian. Great job.
All right.
Great,
Awesome.
great job.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Haven't seen any questions anywhere, but thank you.
All right. Awesome.
Thank you. And now next, we have Amber Ibarra, which is our CAT and teacher at Garza Peña Elementary. Go ahead, Amber.
Hi, thank you. Let me go ahead and just share my screen. Oops. Okay, can you all see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. Where am I? Okay, so I'm going to be sharing with you guys what's called Amplify Polypad. I recently went to the Region 1 Technology Conference at SPI, and they showed this to us there, and I was mind blown. It was super cool. So I wanted to share with you guys. So what it is Polypad is a free online platform that offers a rich collection of virtual manipulatives for math. These interactive tools allow students to explore mathematical concepts visually and engage in hands-on learning. Oops. Polypad provides a mathematical playground where students can play, experiment, and visualize ideas. It encourages active engagement, making abstract concepts more accessible. Another great thing about it is that since it's virtual and it's visual, it's really great for our kids with IEPs and our kiddos that are like visual learners. So students can interact with them visually and manipulate them on a computer screen. This flexibility accommodates diverse learning needs and preferences. So now I'm going to jump over to the website so I can show you. Okay, so this is what it looks like, and it's free to everybody. So anybody can log in. What I had my kids do is I had them favorite it, so it shows up here at the top. So then when they log in, it's just always saved there. So over here, we have all the different tools that they can use. So you have geometry, numbers, fractions, algebra, probability and data, and then games and applications. So I'm just going to kind of go through it a little bit so you can see all the different things that you can do with it. So the first one is geometry. So there's like different shapes. So like the lower grades, if you're working on shapes or patterns, you can kind of bring them out, manipulate them. You can zoom in, zoom out, things like that. Let's say you're working on like maybe like third grade, we're working on vertices and sides. There's options down here. So we can draw, we can make like lines and different shapes. We can add text and then change the color. So let's say we're working on, like I said, vertices and sides. We can actually come in. Oh, that's a little ugly circle. So we can come in and make little dots. These are my vertices. And then we can make lines. These are my sides. And then the kids can label with text or with drawing. I have 4 vertices and 4 sides. So pretty cool. And to erase, you would just like click on it and hit the backspace. Same with the text. The only thing you can't backspace is the writing. So you kind of just have to go in with an eraser. Next thing I wanted to show is like the 3D shapes. This one is really cool. So if you're working on 3D shapes and we're working on like on the different faces, I can pull out a shape here and you can actually like manipulate it, turn it around and things like that. And then you can click unfold and it completely unfolds it. And so then the kids are able to see, okay, a cube has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, what, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 faces. So pretty cool. And then what else do we have? We have like a ruler. We've got, and like they said, they can manipulate it. They can make it longer. We have a protractor. Same thing. They're able to manipulate it, spin it around. And then we've got some like different art and patterns and things like that. Moving on to numbers. This one is probably my favorite. So we've got here like our place value manipulatives. So you can pull them out. This is really great for if you're introducing place value and you want the kids to understand the concept that 10 ones make a 10, because if you click on it and then you click the button here that says split, it splits it apart. And so then they're visually able to see that my 10 ones is the same thing as 110. And then the same with the hundreds, you can split it and my 10 tens create 100. This is also really great if you're doing like addition or subtraction with regrouping, because then what you're able to do is like, let's say they're counting and you have the 10, right? Evan, let me just move these out of the way. So let's say you have the 10 and you're adding, right? So let's say we've got maybe like 11. Well, I know that I have to remember that my 10s create 100. So I'm going to group them together and merge it. And I'll know that I need to move it over to the other place value. And I'm left with 110 left over. So that one's pretty cool. We also have the cubes. So you can bring these out. This one would be good for like the lower grades. You can add them and they connect together, and you can click it and split it back up. What else? We've got number bars. We have number frames. So this is also good for the little ones. I'm gonna zoom in a little bit. You can add in the dots. So if you're teaching them that, you're working on like numbers, you can even use it with addition. So you can have 2 of them. You're going to add the 5 and the 2, right? Oops. It takes a little practice to like manipulate it, but it's really cool. I showed it to my kids and they were really shocked and they really liked it. What else? We've got number cards. So you can bring out the numbers. This is good. Like if you're going to add, you can show them, okay, I have 2 and 3. If you put them together, it gives me 5. So that one's pretty cool. We've got a number line. This one's really cool too, because they're able to manipulate this little thing right here. So you can visually see, okay, I'm moving over so many times. And there's this one too that's got multiple. And you can like bring it out to add more or bring it in to less to minimize it. And then if you flip it, you can use it for subtraction to go the opposite way. What else? We've got factor circles. This one's really cool too. These are the prime numbers. So they're just one circle. But if you bring out the composite, they are obviously made up of 2 circles, because that shows them that 4 is made up of 2 plus 2. Right. And then if you add it together, it shows you the number combined. And so you can do it like with this one too. This 8 has 3 circles because it's got multiple families. So if you do 4 plus 2, or I'm sorry, 4 times 2 gives you 8. And then, oops, 2 times 2 gives you 4. So pretty cool. We also have like dot arrangements and number grids. This is really, this part is really cool for our kiddos with IEPs that use like a number chart or a multiplication chart. So if they're working here on this board and they need to pull out their multiplication chart, they can have it right here. And it can go all the way up to 15 or 16. And they can make it bigger, make it smaller, and super accessible. You can move it around. There's the number chart, and then there's also the addition chart. So my kids really like this one too, because normally we have just like a, I don't know if you can kind of see it, just like a printed one. But sometimes they get lost. And so this is really cool because it's always on hand for them. Okay, we also have under additional tools, there is also, this one's pretty cool. This one is like a place value. So you can add, so right now it goes up to 100, but you can take it away if you're just working with 2 right now. You can add more if you want to, like if you're going to go up to the thousands, you can add up to 1,000, and you can do multiple, like if you're going to be using it for addition, you can have one on top of the other, and then you can go in and draw inside the circles. I'm sorry, the squares. So like that. And then they can visually see that, okay, I'm going to be adding 22 plus, oops, 22 plus 20, something like that. So pretty cool. So like I said, you do have to erase the writing, but you can just backspace on all of the tools. What else? We've got the fractions they really, really liked. There's fraction bars and fraction circles. So as soon as I came back, this was the first part I showed them because they really like fractions. And they were mind blown. So I want to show you this. So I showed them, I gave them a problem of like comparing fractions. So I told them, okay, what if we're going to compare 2/4? And I say, let's say 2/4 is less than 2/6. Is this true? And so they look at it and they say, well, yes, because of the number 6, right? They see the bigger number and they want to say, oh yeah, this is true. The 2/6 is the bigger fraction. So I say, okay, well, let's build it and let's find out. So I told them, go find your fraction for this one. Go build your fraction for the first one, 2/4. So they pulled out the 2/4. And obviously we don't need all 4, right? So you go here and you click split and it will split it for them. So then here we just are left with the 2. And so you can merge it back so you can move it around. Then I tell them, okay, now go pull out the fraction for the 6. So they go pulled out the fraction for the 6. Again, we don't need all of them, right? So I'm going to split it. And I'm only going to keep the 2. And then you can highlight and merge again and move it. So then they put it up against each other. Whoops. So you put it up against each other and you compare. And so I asked them, okay, now tell me which fraction do you think is bigger? And of course they tell me the 1/4. And so I said, okay, so is this comparison true? No, it is not. So they really liked this one. They thought this was super cool. So we will definitely be using this next year. What else? And then the same with the circles. It works the same way with the fraction circles. They're able to move it around and compare like that. Pretty cool. Next we have, these are like algebra stuff. So don't really use this very much with my kiddos, but this would be good for like middle school or even 5th grade. So we've got like algebra tiles, a balance scale. This one is really cool. This one is called a function machine. So like if you were working on a problem with the like tables where they have to find like the pattern, so you pull out the function machine and you're going to click on this, the tabulate, and it creates a table. And so then you pull on these tabs here and it's going to open up depending on how many you want. So let's say the problem tells them, it gives them a table and, you know, it says the input is 2 and the output is, we'll go with 5. No, let's do 4. And then the next one is 3 and 5. So they probably get maybe like answer choices that say, let's say A is plus 5 and B is +2. They come over here to their function machine, and they're going to change it. It's already set up to x + 1, but their options for their answer choices are +5 or +2, so they can try it out. We'll start with answer choice A, so that's +5. So we're going to change it to a 5. Then we're going to come over here, and we're going to input whatever number is in their input. So let's say that's 2. Obviously, on their problems, it's not going to say input, output. It'll usually be like correlating to the whatever the problem is, but for this sake, we're going to go with input. So we're going to put our 2, and the output is 7. So we say, okay, does that match the output that you got or that is in the table? No, because it says 4. So A is out. Now let's try answer choice B. Okay, answer choice B says +2. So we're going to go over here and change that 5 to a 2. And now we're going to try again. Okay, the same input was 2. The output is 4. So, okay, it does match. Now let's go ahead. We got to check all of them, right? So let's go check the next one. The next one is 3. So we're going to go put that input. And the output is 5. It matches. So that tells me that B is my answer. So that one's pretty cool too. Okay, what else? We also have coordinate axes and tables. So there's like a little graph table and the X and Y table. Okay, so this one would be, I think 5th grade does more tables and graphs. So like, let's say we did 5, well, let's do 2 and 3. So you input whatever the dot plot is or the points are, and then you can connect it to the graph and it'll automatically put it here on the graph for them. So that one's pretty cool. And then we also have variable sliders. And then some probability. We've got some like coins. You can toss it, flip it. Random number chooser. So every time you do it, it gives you a different number. There's the dice. You can roll it. And then there's like the probability spinner. So like, what's the probability that it's going to land on the green? And then there's also charts and statistics. That's more for upper grades. There's some playing cards, some different types of dice. And then again, like the spread out dice. And then the last thing, or the last 2 things I wanted to show was under the games and applications, there's music, logic, and computing. So like inputs, outputs, memory. There's chess. And then I showed my kids this today. There's also currency. So like the quarter, you can pull out the quarter. And so if you're working on money and you're trying to get them to understand like how many cents makes up a quarter, you can make change and it'll split it up into a nickel and 2 dimes. And then you can also, same thing, like let's say they have a picture that is these, cents, and they go and find it. They could pull it out here and say, okay, well, let's add it up. Let's see how much we have. You can group it together and oops, I meant cash in. You cash in and it changes back to a quarter. So that one's pretty cool too. Another one is the clock. So there's a live clock. So this just tells the time that it is now. There's the geared clock. And so I'm going to zoom in. This one, you're able to move it around just like our physical clocks, and the hands move. The one that I like the most is the free moving, because this one I can use with my kiddos. Like if I tell them, okay, show me what it looks like if it was 7:30. So they're able to manipulate each hand individually and show me 9:30 like that. And then the last one is dominoes. So my kids really liked it. It's really cool. It's very like there's a lot of like pictures, and I think the kids really liked it. So I hope you guys would like to try it too with your kids. Another thing I want to mention really quickly is there's some examples here at the top. So if you were to click on each category like geometry, it'll show you different examples and activities that you can do with the kids. And then this one right here is the tool. So like if you get stuck on a tool that you don't really know how to use, you can click on the help button and it'll give you like a tutorial, like a video or something. So yeah, that's it for me.
Great. Wow, great job. I really love that. I love the fraction part was really engaging. I
Yes.
really like that.
Yeah, my kids love that.
Thank you so much for sharing it, Amber.
Thank you.
And last but definitely not least, we have Josie Alvarado from Guerra Elementary. She's our CIT and teacher. She's going to be talking to us about Magic School. Go ahead, Josie. Josie, you're muted.
Sorry, guys. Sorry, my voice is going now. But hi, I'm Josie Alvarado. I'm gonna be presenting. I'm gonna share my my screen real quickly. Let's see. Can y'all see it?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, there you go. Okay, so I'm gonna be presenting on the Magic School AI, and it's pretty in right now. Oh wait, what did I do? What did I do? Can you see it? No, there it is. So right now we just finished our sustainability projects throughout the district, and I believe Magic School AI was it was a pretty hit with my class, a grade level, and the school as well. So what I put here is Magic School AI is a perfect online resources for both teachers and students, of course. It has 30 plus tools. I mean, amazing tools, actually. With the sustainability projects taking place and that took place, Magic School AI was actually the tool to go to for students to use in completing the projects. And basically, let me just take you into Magic School, the website. Why do we keep doing that? Let me see. Am I logged in? I'm not even logged in. So, oh yeah, I'm right here. So I personally, I love Magic School AI. It has, I think last I counted was, I stopped at 20 tools. And these amazing tools, it's a teacher friendly AI online resource, if I said that right. It's amazing. And I know we have Copilot, we have ChatGPT, all these amazing AI online tools, but Magic School AI is just that it's teacher friendly, that's basically what it is. And today I'm just going to focus on the whole research base where students are able to actually manipulate and work with the Magic School AI with the actually chatbot, which is called Reina. Her name is Reina. So and how they were able to work in groups, and I was able to share certain tools, not all the tools, and it was a safe online little work environment. So basically here, this is your Magic School website, and as you can see, it has tons and tons and tons. I say tons, but it has a lot of little tools here. And honestly, I think we needed a day's worth just to go through each one, honestly, because each one is actually really, really good. But today, what I'm going to focus on is actually creating a work room, so that students can use whatever tool I have them work safely. And I'm able to monitor as well. And so right here, we have this little tool right here that's called Launch to Students. So once I click the Launch to Students, okay, now it's gonna give me the beginning process of what I want to do. So it says launch new room. As you can see, I've had several rooms right here that my kids had worked on already. So I'm gonna create a new one. It's very like a 1, 2, 3 step, super, super easy actually. Here in the room name, you could actually, just, type whatever little project name that you want to put there, PBL, and then your grade level, max students, change it up to, the number of students that you want in your little room. So then it's just click next. And then here you have all the tools that Magic School A provides, and this is where you get to select the tools that you want your kids to use. And you know, since Magic School is so new, I mean, there's just so much to use, honestly, and I think you want your kids to use a little bit, some, you know, few tools at a time. You don't want to bombard them with all these tools and then have them play around with the tools versus actually be proactive with them as they're working with the groups. So we have Reina, our little chatbot. They love her because it's like they ask Reina anything, you know, that has to do with whatever they're researching. So it's of course Reina right here, Reina for Students, and it says right there, it says ask questions or get ideas through prompting Reina, the chat AI chatbot for students. I think the other one was the research assistant. Research assistant was pretty cool because it's find information and sources for a research project. I was able to provide them with just those two tools for now. And of course, it was like towards the end of the year, so it was kind of like, okay, maybe next year, you know, we're, you know, new year, we start with using more tools as we're going, and probably, you know, at the end of the year, you know, hopefully we're able to use all of them and have fun with them as well. So then once we select our little tools right here for them, it's like I said, it's like a 1, 2, 3 step. You click on next, because right here it says tools to launch every little tools. You click next, and it just basically, you're going to launch the room. Once you launch it, it's going to give you some options. You launch it, and it's going to give you these 3 cool little ways of them getting access to the room. It's pretty cool because you could do this one, just have them either just real quickly scan it through their little camera that they have with their Chromebooks, just scan it and then they click the link and it's there, or you just click it on their, send it to their Google Classroom, which everything is connected. That's the good thing. You link it to their Google Classroom and that's it. Put the title, click if you want to put in a specific topic that you have in there and assign it. And it's like a 1, 2, 3, 2. You send it to your Google Classroom and voila, it's there. It's right there, PBL, May 23rd. Okay. And they click on it right away. My students were like, Miss, we found it. The link's right there. They click on it. And of course, just like Nearpod, you know, they have to join the room and with their names. AI has them acknowledge some little responsibility rules, and that's it. And then they're able to see those two tools versus, you know, the outside, the just the normal website, which has all the tools that they have access to, that we as teachers have access to. But as a student, this is what they see. They get to prompt Reina any question, and I like it because, and as like I told the kids, I told them like I told them Reina's pretty cool because Google's also cool. You know, you go to Google and Google will give you whatever information you want. The thing is, Google sends you to websites and gives you the resource where they get it from. With Reina, it's more like, what is poverty? You know, we're dealing with our sustainability goals. So Reina will, you know, sit there and tell them, oh, you know, give them the answers to their questions. So that's like, what is poverty? So they type their questions, what is poverty? Now, these questions, they're focused questions during their sustainability goal. They have these questions with them. It wasn't so much, guys, you're gonna work on sustainability number 1, which is no poverty. I didn't just let them go, you know, your sustainability project is gonna be on no poverty and have them get some questions. The students were given a list of focus questions. They had them with them like little researchers, little scientists, you know, and they had their little notepads and they were able to prompt Reina these questions with the questions that were given to them. So they write what is poverty, for example. So then it generates, and I like this because it all connects, you know, with Telpas and all this, you know, everything connects because you want them to type these questions correctly, spelling. I mean, they're the ones prompting these questions. They're the ones typing it. They're practicing their typing skills. So they're typing it. And of course, it says right there, Reina right away gives them, okay, let's talk about poverty. Poverty is when someone doesn't have enough money or resources to live a comfortable and healthy life. So then you have the groups, right? You have a group of 3 students, depending how you group them. So the way I did it was I had my high reader, right? My good reader. Then I had my emergent reader, that my beginning or beginner reading reader that was, he's beginning to read. And then you have the middle. So I had that every group had its little balance of helpers, and they were helping each other in a very, very balanced way. So then I had a student that said, Miss, can you help me? What does it say there? And I said, go, yeah, for sure. So let's talk about it. Let's read it. And then right there, the good thing about this is it says read aloud. As you could see, it reads to them. So it's just so cute how they would just, okay, I'm not understanding what Reina, told me, or, they're having a hard time reading it. They would put on their little headphones and listen to her, and their answers were there. Now, they wouldn't sit there and write all of it, but they were reading and discussing these answers, and in a way shortening the answers that would go appropriate to their question. So it was really good. There was a lot of discussion. The kids were, they were engaging. They were engaging in these projects. So the good thing to this is that I'm able to monitor. I sometimes you wonder, well, how do I know they're asking the appropriate questions? So as you can see here, and they knew that I was there monitoring them. Let me see if I could. I don't know if this one's it. Is this one? View messages. As you can see, my history, Reina for students, you could see right here, welcome. Oh, this is at me. That's actually me as a student. Let me get out. How do I do this? There you go. I'm gonna go to the actual where I'm the one, where I'm logged in, my account, as teacher account. So then I'm gonna go back to launch students, and I'm gonna show you where all the rooms that I've already launched. So I just launched it right now. Where is it? Right here. May 23rd PBL, which is the one I just launched. I'm gonna click on it. And since I'm the only one that Josie, I was my student, I generated my question, the question that I just did right now. It's right here. You view output, and I could actually see what I asked Reina. So everything that the students type, I'm able to monitor. And that's the safe part to Magic School AI, is that we're able to monitor what they're doing as they're engaging with these tools. So it was a very good turnout. Honestly, I know at the beginning of the school year, the first PBL that we had, we didn't use Magic School AI. We used Google. And when on the second PBL, we did use Magic School AI. We did use Reina, and the process was a little bit easier and more engaging, and the kids were more into it. And yes, Reina doesn't give you any pictures or any graphs, so that's when they would go to Google and find any images that they needed to enhance their project. So it was a very, very good experience using Magic School AI for the sustainability goal projects. So real quickly, I don't know if I could show you, and I can't see the camera, but this is their little end product. I don't know if you could see it because I can't see my camera. I can't see myself in presenting, but
We can see it.
you could see it.
Yes.
They were into it. It was their little, it's all there. And they I feel they became like mini research experts with this. and they felt comfortable with it. They're like, Miss, I think we got it. You know, that they felt confident sitting down and researching new information on by themselves as little within their groups. So hopefully next year, you know, this is our last little, you know, tech session, but you know, hopefully next year we use these tools, and I mean, the kids will literally take off on their own, just us monitoring and facilitating. So I think that's
Thank
it.
you. Thank you so much. Great job. There's so much stuff that you can do with Magic School AI, and there's a bunch of stuff that you can start doing with student, like customization of some of the tools as well, which is really cool.
Mhm.
Now let me just give you some information about our May Tech session. We do have 2 more sessions left. We have our last of our CalPilot series next Tuesday, the 28th, from 4:30 to 5. And on Wednesday, May the 29th, we have our second to last in Java chat for this school year at 7:15 a.m. So feel free to join us, where we will have 2 innovators this time, celebrating the one for March and April. Following the following Wednesday will be the one for May. Thank you so much again for staying here with us. And we will love for you to reply to this survey and tell us how we've been doing. We're glad that you attended. Don't forget to stand by, because we will have our raffle right now with Debbie.
Yes, and as I'm loading that up, I just have to say that the